And the Oscar goes to No Other Land.
And what was shocking to me is that here is a movie that gets an Oscar, gets an amazing accolades from so many people of like how great the movie is, and it's supposed to be fact-based, but when you go there, you see the facts are totally different, number one. And number two, you also realize that no journalist came to check the little facts. This movie actually gave the kosher certificate during this war in Gaza to write and say anything you want about the Jews.
I'm thrilled to have with us on the show this week celebrated best-selling author of 9 books in different languages, Tuvia Tenenbom. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me with you. I am honored to be with you. You are an amazing lady, an amazing woman, beautiful lady.
Stop. Okay,
No, it's
Tuvia.
true.
Thank you. You're wonderful. Tuvia, we're coming up to the Oscar season right now. And the reason that I wanted to interview you and speak to you is because you, in the last few weeks, have debunked a movie that last year won Best Foreign Film, which is this movie called No Other Land, made by a Palestinian and Israeli, all about the settlers and the vilification of the settlers in Judea, Samaria, West Bank, and how terrible they treat the local Palestinian population. And the movie, for
Yeah.
those who bothered to watch it, is just one injustice after another done to these poor people. But you, Tuvia, went to actually investigate who these people were. And I really want to hear from you what you discovered.
Yeah. First of all, the name of the movie in English is No Other Land. And this won the Oscar for this year for the best documentary. Number one documentary. It's not just a movie, it's not a fiction, it's a documentary, which means whatever is in the movie must be true, otherwise you don't have it.
Of course.
So we happen to be, my wife Fizi, whom you know, and I happen to be in Israel, and at that time we happen to be in Susia, which is the settlements of Susia. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And for the next book is going to be about the settlers.
Yes.
And in English, it's going to be called "Excuse Me, Is This Yours?"
Okay.
So that's the book, but it's not available yet. It's going to take some time. Anyway, so the place where the movie was shot, the setting of the movie of No Other Land, happened to be right next to Susia,
Right.
in a place called, mostly it was shot in a village called Atwani, which is next to Chabat Maon, the Maon farm, and part of Masaf Riyata. Masaf Riyata is a collection of close to 20 kind of villages around next to the city of Yatta, the Palestinian city of Yatta. So the movie itself, if you watch the movie from, at least for my money, from the perspective of drama, from the perspective of interest, from the perspective of movies that's supposed to move, movies that's moving, but it's actually very boring movie. It's an amazingly boring movie. But this is my judgment, and you can agree or not disagree. And the movie is funded by Norwegians. It's a Palestinian movie, and with collaboration of some Israelis, and especially the main characters in the movies are the two of the directors and the actors. One is Basel Adra, and the other one is Yuval something Israeli, and Yuval Avraham, I think. So what did the movie say? Of course, let go from the beginning, you actually already know the end. It shows the Israelis as basically satanic. I mean, they kill, they shoot, they demolish houses where people live, they destroy properties, and they like to actually really kill people. shoot guns and kill people for no reason, be it settlers or be it soldiers. And that you see from the beginning, which means that actually the movie doesn't really, as a projector, where it goes and makes it more dramatic, but forget that. So we are there. So I said, okay, let's go and check the place. They claim that the Israeli government or the civil administration, as they call it, which is part of the army, demolished houses that were built, God knows, in 1900, for old houses
Yeah.
and old buildings, and for no reason. So I go there to see it. And there is a place where they kept the debris of what the Israelis actually demolished. So I go to see the debris, to see what they are made of. And as I look at the debris, I see on the debris are like this placard, this like things that are attached to them, built by the European Union, by the EU.
Mm.
The EU did not exist in 1900, for example, or
No,
before
it
the
didn't.
establishment of the State of Israel.
That's right.
I mean, this is all, it's not, and the kind of material, it's very thin, it's not very expensive, because they wanted to do it fast to establish facts on the ground. The European wanted to establish facts on the ground, and that's what they did. And if you have been to the West Bank, or Yehuda Shomron, Judea and Samaria, or whatever you call it, the settlements area, if you have been there, you know that it's all over. The EU is building
That's right.
for the
It's building
Palestinians.
everywhere.
The EU has nothing else to do with their money but to build places for Palestinians. So the debris are not from 1900, are not from a pre-state of Israel as the Palestinians claim. That's the first lies that you see.
Okay.
There are other things that you see. For example, the movie claims, the movie shows, first of all, the movie shows the house of Basel Adra, who is the main character in the movie. And the house looks like a dreadful place,
Right.
horrible place, dark, poor, dirty. I mean, it's like because it's so poor.
He's living
So-
in a hut, essentially. Is that
Yeah,
the
living in a
setting?
hut, best-
Okay.
That's the setting of the movie.
Okay.
So I went to see, I got along with somebody, and we went to see the house of Basel Adra,
Hmm.
or Basel al Adra, as you say it in Arabic. So the house of Basel al Adra is not dark at all. It's full of light. It's not a hut. It's a beautiful place. Great place. Amazing place.
So
Nice
what was in the movie?
furniture.
So what did they film in the movie? Somebody else's house, or his back,
So-
or his back hut from the garden?
So if you compare the movie, the picture in the movie, and the actual things, the house, and structure-wise, they look the same, which must be either they faked it all in the movie,
Right.
or Basel al Adra actually made major renovations in his house.
Right.
So here is a movie that's supposed to be showing the Israelis, the Jews, demolishing houses. And here is the chief main character, Basel al Adra. And Basel al Adra was busy renovating his house. At the same time, he says the Israelis are demolishing.
Right.
So this is like amazing. When you see these things, you're just amazed to see everything is basically, nothing is working there. There are two characters, for example, in the movie, a woman who is the mother of somebody who was injured by Israeli, supposedly by Israeli shooting, and then died 2 years later. And his name is Arun, and his mother is called Arun, the mother of Arun. That's her name. And she's one of the most convincing characters in the movie. And she lives in a cave with her supposedly little young, beautiful blonde.
Okay.
And so I go to the cave to see her cave, the horrible cave that looks in the movie like so horrible. It's not really horrible. It's actually beautiful cave, painted white inside, and there is a big TV screen. Everything works there properly the way it should be. In a beautiful house.
They also did renovations?
I tried to take a picture of her in the house. No, you cannot take a picture, she says. Why not?
Oh,
She says, people come here, foreign journalists, and they take pictures, and nobody is paying me for the pictures.
ah,
You have to pay her you take a picture of her, you have to pay her. Thank
right.
you very much. And then she says, it's like what Bassel al-Adra did to me. He promised me that if I play in his movie, after he plays the movie, it goes to the
To the Oscars.
money. I mean, it's like, he got an Oscar, and he's playing the movie everywhere. And I was supposed to get 50% of the money that comes in. And to this day, I didn't get one little penny.
Wow.
So now you see how the movie works, how the system works. He paid the lady, or he promised to pay the lady, put it this way, 50%. But being the way it should be, proper journalistic standards, of course, I called Bassel up. I have his telephone number. I called him up. I said, I would like to meet you. There are some questions that I have for you. And he said he doesn't want to talk. Then I sent him a message, and I wrote to him, one of the things that I want to verify with you is the differences between your house in the movie and the actual house of yours. They are not the same. And number two, I wanted to talk to you about some people in your crew, in your actors, who told me, I didn't say who, that you promised money, 50%, and you didn't pay a penny. And I give you the chance for your comment. He did not answer.
Of course not.
Of course not.
It's a racket.
So I followed the proper thing of what the journalism should be doing. And what was shocking to me is that here is a movie that gets an Oscar, gets an amazing accolades from so many people, like how great the movie is. And it's supposed to be fact-based. But when you go there, you see the facts are totally different, number one. And number two, you also realize that no journalist, be it from the New York Times or from The Guardian or whatever you want, came to check the little facts.
Oh, no, they don't do that anymore.
Came to check the difference. And that's horrible. And the other things that you discover, yes, there is a history between Atwani, which is the name of that village where he lives, to the next door neighbor, which is the farm of Maon, the settlers, who are in the movie are basically presented as most horrible, satanic creatures.
Yeah.
But there is a history to the place. And part of the history of that place is that people on the Arab side went to Maon and started shooting at the people. And some get killed during the shooting, some get injured. This part you don't see in the movie. That kind of history between these two people you don't see in the movie. So only you see in the movie only one side. So I think this is totally unfair. It's not journalistic. It's
Absolutely
not
not.
factual. So you have a movie that is boring,
And it's a lie.
in the world of culture,
And the whole
and
thing
it's
is a
a
lie.
pack of lies. A pack of lies. I mean, even little things. I mean, it's like in the movie, Basil al-Adra says that he's not married. He doesn't even know if you'll get married.
Right.
Guess who opened the door when you walked into his house?
His wife.
Mrs. al-Adra. His wife. Okay, you can say maybe he got married after they got the Oscar. I don't know what.
And renovated his house, got married. He did a lot after the Oscar.
Yeah. But the problem is every little fact that you see in the movie is basically not based on reality, on fair reality. So it was shocking to see how bad, how one-sided the media is when it comes to Israel, when it comes to Jews. Even this
Absolutely.
American Oscar, so what can I
It's
tell you?
really incredible because we know that the mainstream media already for a long time have basically been trying to fit whatever facts they have to their narrative and not report
Yeah.
on the fact. You, Tuvia, who wrote the book Catch the Jew, saw firsthand a number of years ago already the production that is this kind of Palestinian victimhood. This is not new for you in terms of the production involved.
Yeah, but it's the first time remember, this is the first Palestinian movie that got the Oscar.
Got it.
There is an history here.
Yes.
When I wrote Catch the Jews, that was before any Palestinian movie got the Oscar.
Right.
Here is a Palestinian movie that got the Oscar.
Yes.
Oscar is an American thing.
Absolutely.
It's not something that's come from Russia or from Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
You know, this is American. There should be some kind of standards.
Absolutely.
Some kind of standards for the culture pages of the various papers and the various TV stations, whatever, to send a journalist
To
to
check.
to see the little facts.
Yes.
No, nobody is going there. Nobody's doing it. So that's what's frightening. You're talking about the Oscar. You're talking about the top of culture. And you know what? This movie actually gave the kosher certificate during this war in Gaza to write and say anything you want about the Jews.
Yeah.
It gave the kosher certificate. It gave an international kosher certificate. Use the Jewish terms, you know, kosher certificate. It gave the badatz, you know,
Yeah.
the kosher stamp. It's okay
To do open
say
season.
whatever you want about the Jews, as long as it's negative. It's okay not to check facts,
Yeah.
as long as it's against the Jews.
Yeah.
That's what this movie did. This movie is not just about the movie. The fact that it got the Oscar with such low regards to reality and to facts,
Yeah.
that was the kosher stamp. You can be an anti-Semite.
Yes, absolutely. And also, it opens a door for basically documentary filmmaking not to be based on any real facts.
Exactly.
It can be a fiction, just like
Exactly.
the feature movies. There's nothing that distinguishes a feature movie. And to me, the most disturbing thing about the Oscars in 2025 is that movie won. I mean, just the fact that this is the story they told, that was enough to win. Like you say, it was a boring movie. Any other movie explaining the facts about something else would not have won. But that was the agenda of the so-called creative community in Hollywood. But then the other movie that won, the fiction movie, was the Holocaust movie. And so to me, the day after the Oscars, I wrote a tweet and I said, people love dead Jews. People only sympathize with dead Jews. The live ones, not so much.
Yeah, that's the reality. And what is interesting, even Haaretz, at least the Hebrew version, I don't know about the English version, before the Oscar came, you know, before it got the Oscar,
Yeah.
their movie critic wrote, this is not a good movie. And if it gets the Oscar, because it was nominated for the Oscar, it's not because of the quality of the movie, it's just because of the politics of it.
Haaretz said that?
Was even the Haaretz
Oh, my
critic
Lord.
said it.
So it was
You know,
a
in Hebrew,
terrible
I don't know
movie.
I don't know if they publish it in English,
Right.
because sometimes they have different.
Absolutely.
But of course, after it won the Oscar, it's like the greatest movie ever been in the world, you know. But before they won the Oscar, even their own critics said it doesn't deserve an Oscar. Artistically speaking, forget factually, it doesn't deal with the factual. Artistically speaking, this does not deserve the Oscar.
So
Not at all.
you can make a horrible documentary as long as it aligns or celebrates the
Yeah.
politics of the
Exactly.
progressive movement,
Anti-Israel.
anti-Israel progressive movement, or regressive, as I like to call them, in the United States. Publish any old crap, you're going to get a prize.
Yes, and that's very sad, and that's the reality. And the second thing, I mean, I went there to look to write it. One part is for the book, and the other, you know, I've been writing for the newspaper called Die Zeit, which is a German newspaper. It's like the New York Times of Germany.
Yes.
I've been writing for them for 17 years.
Wow.
This is center left.
Yeah.
And I submitted this article.
Yeah.
I asked them in the beginning, I said, would you like an article about this movie? But he said, Tuvia, go ahead, do whatever you want. So I submitted the article, and I also made a comparison. I went to a Jewish place,
Yeah.
and to see a Jewish place that also got demolished by the Israeli forces, by
Right.
civil administration.
Right.
So the point is, the civil administration doesn't demolish only Palestinian, it also demolishes Israeli.
It demolishes
course.
illegal building.
Yeah.
It demolishes illegal building.
In both cases,
In both cases.
the civil administration said they were built without permits. Okay,
Yes.
so it's not only the Palestinians and also the Jewish. Nobody is making a movie about a Jewish settlement that has been demolished.
Of
And if anybody ever dreamt to make a movie, of course, you're not going to get the Oscar.
Absolutely.
Forget that. So I wrote about this, and the first thing my editor in Germany, in Berlin, sends me an email, shoots me an email immediately after he read it. He said, Tuvia, we love this article. We love this article. It's amazing article, we publish it. And then, guess what? They decided, they had a meeting between themselves, the editors, and they decided, well, we cannot publish it. I said, why not? He said, you know what? Israel attacked Iran.
Oh, that's got something to do with Susia
I
and,
said-
and
I
the
said,
settlements.
So, first of all, what does it have to do with a movie, called an Oscar-earning movie, in Masaf Riyata,
Yes,
Atwani,
exactly.
with this? And by the way, I know that you have been in Berlin all these times, but I have been here.
Yeah.
I don't like the phrase Israel attacked Iran, because I have been living here and I had hundreds of missiles flying above my head that I saw.
Of course.
Instead of going to the shelter, I went to a jebel, to a mountain over there, and to see it. It was amazing display of fire.
Yes.
Hundreds of missiles flying above my head.
Yes.
So what are you talking about?
Absolutely.
Israel attacked Iran. And number two, what does it have to do with me?
Exactly. You were writing an article about an
Number three.
Oscar documentary.
I said, we have to wait till the war is over. Okay, that war. 12 days later, the war is over.
Yeah.
And then it says, oops, we are going to publish it, and then we cannot publish it. Why not? Because Israel
Mm.
starves the Palestinians in Gaza.
Mm.
I say, forget if this is true or not.
Okay.
What does this have to do with an Oscar-winning movie? This article was supposed to be published in the culture sections, not in the news section.
Yes.
What does this have to do with a criticism of a movie?
Yes.
Well, so we had to talk on the phone. This went on and on for 3 months.
Unbelievable.
We had to talk on the phone, and then they said, on the phone, they explained to me, my editor explained, if we publish this article of yours that I actually love, but if we publish it, it will look like the site as an institution is standing by the Israeli side.
Mm. So they
And we
didn't want
cannot
to see pro-Israel by publishing
Yes,
an
it
article
means-
exposing
Stupid
lies
movie, on a stupid
on a movie, and you're exposing the lies of the movie
every day in the sides of
every
articles, anti-Israel,
Every day.
showing, I mean, proving, in quotes, Israel is bad. There are so many articles in the site, one after the other, with picture, horrible picture, how bad the Jews are, how devil they are, how evil they are. So one article
unbelievable.
about a movie, you cannot publish, I said, at least for the appearance of being objective.
Exactly.
At least for the appearance of being objective. I say, I read your paper. It's all packed with lies about Israel, sorry, but all negative.
Of course.
Can't we have one article? It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with the war. It has to do with the movie. And no.
Were you shocked? Were you
And then
shocked,
I
Tuvia?
understand, I am responsible because the Jews are doing horrible things in Gaza, and I am a Jew, so I am responsible also for what the other Jews do.
Yes.
I said, all your behavior to me is totally anti-Semitic.
What did they say?
And I said to them, I know that if a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have told you that what you are doing, you are anti-Semitic, you would be shocked and you would ask for forgiveness because you are German. Now, if I tell you what you are doing is anti-Semitism, it's probably a badge of honor for you. Yes, I am also against the Jews. I said to him, listen to me. I've been writing for you for 17 years. It's been an honor to write for a paper like the Zeit, but I will not join in any which way anti-Semites. I will not be in the same company as anti-Semites.
Amazing.
If you do not publish this article, I will never again write anything for the site. I'm quitting. Over.
And what happened?
So they said, okay, he was like a little bit shocked. He said, okay, let's give it to the editor-in-chief of the site. His name is Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Let him decide. Let him give us his opinion. So I know Giovanni Di Lorenzo. I met him like hundreds of times. I never thought he's anti-Semitic or anti-Semite in any part of his body, in any of his bones. But he had to decide. On Monday came the answer of Giovanni Di Lorenzo. We are not going to publish this article.
Unbelievable. And so that was
So I
it.
said, okay,
17
goodbye.
years.
It's like
17
years. Say
years.
goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And by the end of the day, it's like no other paper at the time wanted to publish it, even like the Bild Zeitung or the Welt, the pro-Israel supposedly papers, because nobody is going to fight its side.
Mm.
And by the end, Berliner Zeitung, which is the paper of Berlin, it's a very famous institution, and it is left but communist.
Mm.
And they don't like the Zeit
Right.
because the Zeit is not communist enough.
Right.
So if the Zeit is not publish it, they will publish it, and they actually published it.
Wow.
So the Berliner Zeitung published it, and then it was also published by the Jerusalem Post
That's right.
and by Israel Hayom.
Right.
So that's what it is. But it was amazing. It is like goodbye to a long period of time. I mean, I've been writing. I've been always, associated with the Zeit, everywhere in Germany, of course, in the German-speaking world.
Yeah.
I was the Die Zeit reporter, and now I'm no longer the Zeit reporter. And
What does that
there was
tell
no
you?
other way. There was no other way for me. If you want to be honest in journalism, if you want to be honest in your reporting, you cannot allow this to happen, and you cannot allow anti-Semitism to win.
Absolutely. Well done. Kol hakavod. But Tuvia, what does that tell you about where Germany's going right now?
The way it went in the 1930s.
That's
It's
shocking.
the same place. The same place. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. It's very sad when I go on the streets of Berlin and I hear the people yelling from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And of course, when I approach them and I ask, what's the name of the river? They don't know. What's the name of the sea? They have no clue. They don't even know where the Middle East. And when I ask them, is the Middle East, they ask like stupid question, is the Middle East close to the Middle West?
And what did they
No
say?
idea. They have an idea. Well, and I say, we are talking about the West Bank. Is the West Bank next to the East Bank? They have no idea. They know nothing about it, but they go and they march on the street, and they scream and they shout like they are telling the most truth things in the world. But this is even the leaders. This is the media. And the site is supposed to be it is the elite media of Germany. I mean, this is elite of the elite. I mean, you don't get more than that. It's even more than the Spiegel. I mean,
Yes.
the Zeit, it's a symbol of excellence of German journalism, of fair and honest German journalism. But it's not.
Their Zeit fell.
It's not.
They've fallen. They've now fallen
That's right.
into
Yeah.
the mode of propaganda, like a lot of mainstream
Exactly.
media. And
Exactly.
thankfully, Tuvia, we have you exposing the lies. You've been doing this now for a few decades, exposing people's true intentions, people's true thoughts, and the lies. And thank God we've got people like you who thankfully manage to keep your sense of humor and do your work with an incredible skill. But also incredible attitude. So we thank you.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of the Jews, I thank you.
On behalf of the Jews.
In behalf of the Jews.
So, my man.
Exactly. On behalf of the Jews. And also, let's see what happens this year in the Oscars. And if they become a little bit more discerning about propaganda and they step a little bit above what the mainstream media has been doing.
Yeah. And this is not in Qatar or in Saudi Arabia. This you're talking about United States of America. That's the Oscars.
The United States.
And
of
that's
America.
the people who are supposed to speak, this kind of artists who are supposed to speak in the name of human spirit, of equality, of fairness, all these artists who are like, BDSing and boycotting because Israel is so bad, and they are basically a bunch of liars.
Bunch of
So-
liars, ignorance, and hatred.
It's actually, by the end of the day, it's said that the supposed artists are basically a bunch of liars.
Unfortunately, they are, or they're morons who are just following like sheep,
Yeah.
which is the other option. Tuvia, we look forward very much to reading your book when it comes out in English.
Me too. Me
The
too.
book is
me too.
about the settlers, and hopefully we can have
Yeah.
you here live in Jerusalem when your book comes out in Hebrew and in English.
Thank you so much. It has been my pleasure.
Thank you, Tuvia
It
Tenenbom.
was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you, and thank you for all the work you're doing. You're an amazing lady.
Thank you, Tuvia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.